Greetings all. This is Hairy Nick.
This is Justin.
Sorry this took so long, guys, but we are now here to talk about the squad pack for the Republic. Now, just first of all, before we dive into this, yes, I moved house this week. That's why it took a while. Just in case you guys weren't aware, that's why we're in a new space. It's big, lots of room for activities. I'm super happy here. And it means a lot more hands-on videos with visual examples and that kind of stuff.
Might get a table there.
Yeah, we can play some X-Wing in here. It's going to be so good. This new article has details on the squad pack for the Republic, which includes the Torrent Fighter and the Jedi Starfighter.
Yeah. Now, we're not getting all the named characters on the Jedi Starfighter.
No, not quite. There is some in the separate expansion for that as well. Also, this article seems to focus around pilots. If this follows the same trend as the CIS articles, we'll get another article which talks more about upgrades. So hopefully some Republic astromechs. That's what I'm hoping. We actually had one revealed today in the Wave 4 article. Click this annotation up here if you want to see that video. But let's talk about the things that happened in this article. Okay, now I think we can both agree that the Torrent Fighter, while it looks interesting, is far less hyped than the Jedi Starfighter.
Just a little.
So, as is the style with most YouTube videos, we're going to start with the least hyped thing and talk about the Torrent Fighter. We've got a couple of generics, the Gold Squadron Trooper at Initiative 2.
And the Blue Squadron Protector at 3.
Now, in the Gold Squadron art, there is an image of a Torrent Fighter firing several missiles, which has led a lot of people to speculate that it might be able to take barrage rockets, which would be really cool. It's something that I feel like the ship might need. There is at least one unique missile on the CIS that we know about. The Hyena Bomber article, Wave 4 stuff that we saw today actually had what looks like another new missile for the CIS.
Yeah.
Maybe the Republic will get something similar as well.
I think they've already got a fair amount of unique stuff in the idea of purple.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think they need it to push the idea of the faction. I'm just trying to think about what makes this ship relevant, and that could be a thing. Although I agree, unique ordnance is a very strange thing. It's not something FFG had done before.
Yeah.
It makes sense in the CIS because they have robotics and droid brains and AIs controlling different things. That seems to fit in the faction, not so much in the Republic. But it's a consideration nonetheless. Yeah. Let's go up through initiative, taking a look at Tucker first.
After a friendly ship at range 1 to 2 performs an attack against an enemy ship in your primary firing arc, you can perform a focus action.
Yeah. Cool. Friendly ship performs an attack against an enemy ship in your arc. That's good. It's good that this is a low initiative pilot because it means you have a higher chance of being able to shoot afterwards. That makes list building a bit easier with this. It's not exciting.
You can't do a focus action beforehand, can you?
No, it's perform the focus action, not gain a focus token. Yeah. So you can't focus as an action and then do this again.
No, so you'd have to either target, lock, or evade.
Being able to evade's handy and then have a focus. If you have a very high initiative ship on your squad, it means you can do this relatively quickly, which is handy. It's a really versatile kind of pilot ability, but it's on a very low tier NAF kind of ship.
Yeah.
I don't know if it really plays around with the strategy that the ship wants to play with. I mean, I don't think these are terrible. I mean, they're going to go toe to toe with Vulture droids, but you know, there is.
But it's a Vulture droid.
I know, but they're also going to have to go up against Rebel and Scum and Empire and First Order and Resistance, and that kind of ability. It seems great on a different ship.
On a TIE fighter.
Yeah, it could be interesting.
I would love that.
I mean, being able to improve your green dice is relevant. I mean, it has evades, but it's only got 2 agility. I just think it's a very awkward ability. I'm not convinced with Tucker just yet. Let's move on to the other guys. Axe at Initiative 3. After you defend and perform an attack, you may choose a friendly ship at range 1 to 2 in your side arcs. If you do, transfer 1 green token to that ship.
I like that ability. It is a clone.
It's a clone ability. It works with Jedi Starfighters. It works with arcs. We know that at least one arc already has a similar thing where it wants to have friendly ships next to it. Yeah, and I think this is much better on this platform. This ability makes me go, oh yeah, this is like an extra ship that you can fill out your squad with if it's sort of like TIE Fighter points-ish territory.
Yeah, like you fly... some two good Jedi Starfighters, like packed to the brim, and then like you just chuck this on as well.
Or even
maybe?
like 3 really light ones.
Yeah.
Like if this sits around 25, 26 points, I can see this being something that you just chuck in as a bit of value.
Yeah.
The fact that you can give evade tokens to any other ship is really, really good. It's even not irrelevant on arcs to be able to give
Oh yeah.
ships that. Yeah, I like this. This seems solid. I think Axe with a very light build might have a place in some lists. Moving on to Swoop. After a friendly small or medium ship, which is currently everything on the Republic, fully executes a speed 3 to 4 maneuver. If it is at range 0 to 1, it may perform a red boost action. This is very interesting with the N1 Starfighters that we just saw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fair point.
So they can evade and red boost.
Yeah.
Why not? Sure.
But it's a lot of caveats to fill.
Yeah, I don't love it. I mean, the image they showed us here was of another torrent fighter flying alongside and then doing it, but you have to keep them in formation, and it specifically breaks formation when you do it.
Yeah.
Which doesn't feel all that appealing. You're having to do a 3-4 speed maneuver and get it within range 1 of this, and the payoff doesn't. And like the payoff's got to be there as well.
Yeah,
that's the problem. And I don't think a red boost every now and then isn't. It's not going to wow. If it was like a focus action or a target lock action, that'd be great.
Yeah.
But yeah, red.
I think I'd rather have Axe personally.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's living alongside an ace. Yeah, I agree.
I'm sorry. I feel you've got so many things that need to be doing right, and then your opponent also needs to be flying in such a way that boost is important.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think of the best way to manufacture it, and I think that's you get like a Jedi Starfighter ace, but they've already got free boosts and barrel rolls with their abilities, so it's very awkward. I feel like a lot of these pilot abilities are very awkward on this platform, so, well, whatever. See how that goes. Let's go up to Initiative 4 with Kickback. After you perform a barrel roll action, you may perform a red target lock action. Should also note that this ship has focus, evade, target lock, and barrel roll to red evade. So, yeah.
So rather than doing the red evade, you do a red target lock action instead.
It's a different link.
Yeah.
Now, this also does work off the back of anything that gives you barrel rolls, but then again, that's how linked actions work anyway. So yeah. It's barrel roll linked to evade or barrel roll linked to target lock. How powerful is a target lock on a ship with 2 red dice?
Yeah, but if you've got
barrage rockets and homing missiles.
Barrage rockets.
Of course they don't take target locks.
You need focus.
Yes, correct. So we're thinking like homing missiles, concussion missiles.
Yeah.
How relevant that's going to be. I like this with another unique missile. If there was something to make it work. The problem is I just don't think there's enough power with that target lock. It doesn't seem that relevant. So
yep.
Yeah. I know we're very down on this platform, but it just doesn't wow me. Having said that, a bunch of Initiative 1 generics might be awesome. So, as
Initiative 2.
Initiative 2, well, whatever. Yeah. But my point is, like, just don't worry about the pilot abilities. Or you just take Axe. Lastly, at Initiative 5, we have Oddball. After you fully execute a red maneuver or perform a red action, if there's an enemy ship in your bullseye firing arc, you may acquire a lock on that ship. I like this one slightly better.
Yeah.
Because it's aggressive. It's an Initiative 5, so things that, are to do with positioning and all that kind of stuff. I feel
Also, there's more chances to get this ability going off. You can either use a red maneuver or a red action.
Yes. Which could be that evade. You can also put things on him like Squad Leader and give him more red actions. You could give him Debris Gambit, but he's already got evade, so that's kind of dumb.
But Squad Leaders on Initiative 5 is a fair amount of points.
But it's also better on Initiative 5s.
Yeah, I understand that. But
the problem with his red evade is you have to barrel roll. Now, that's great. Now, barrel roll gives you more options of where the bullseye firing arc is going to be, and that's fantastic. But sometimes you happen to be in the right spot, and you don't want to barrel roll, and that's annoying. So Squad Leader sits at 12 points on Initiative 5. It's a lot, but considering it's unlocking this, and it might make him a decent ordnance platform, you can coordinate Jedis.
Yeah, that would feel good.
It would feel pretty good. Having said that, we know that the Jedi Starfighter in that expansion pack has some kind of force upgrade that gives it purple coordinates. So whether that's just straight up better than doing this, I don't know. I'm looking at all these Torrent Fighter pilots and I'm thinking, oh, if this existed, but
Yeah.
everything feels awkward apart from Axe.
Yeah.
Axe and generics. I think that's what might see play. We'll see how it goes. Also, the costing's interesting because it has more hull than a Vulture. But that's
Significantly more, actually. 2 more.
2 more hull. That's cool.
Yeah.
Doesn't have the grappling struts. So I think it might just be a hair more in cost. And if it's sort of like only a little bit more than a TIE fighter, that actually feels okay. I don't know where to place this in my mind.
I reckon with Oddball, if he's sitting at around maybe 30 points.
Yeah. Oh, TIE fighter uniques are like closer to 40-ish.
They sit between 30 and 40.
Yeah. We'll have a think about it. In the comment section, guys, I know a lot of you really aren't hyped for these, and neither are we, but if you have any like cool ideas to play around with these, please let us know, because I am curious about this. Let's talk about something that we are both quite hyped about. Despite the fact that we've both decided to play the CIS, we're looking at these Jedi Starfighters going, ooh, maybe.
I'm sitting there going, well, my brother's going to be playing them, so therefore, does that mean I'm just going to play them as well?
We just buy like 3 Jedi Starfighters and just play Republic, because these look really, really interesting. I think a lot of people are put off by the fact that they have 2 red dice. I think there's enough going for them, and there's enough juice in the upgrade cards to kind of get around that.
Well, you've got the 2 different modifications.
Yes, in fact, let's talk about those configurations right now, because we have the Delta 7B, which is gives it an extra red dice, reduces a green dice, and also gives it 2 shields. It makes it a bit more of a brawler. Sort of X-wingy kind of stats.
Yeah. Now,
if you want to compare it to anything.
This one is actually from the expansion. Oh, not expansion.
Oh, it should be in both, though. It should be in both.
Okay.
I don't think FFG... I know FFG in the past have, put certain things in certain packs. You have to buy everything. Yeah. But ship-specific configurations, especially within the same wave, it'll be in both. I'm pretty confident of that. We have the calibrated laser targeting, and I don't know which of these I like better. But again, it helps get around the fact that it only has 2 red dice. Because when you perform an attack, if the defender's in your bullseye firing arc, add a focus result. Guess what? All of these guys have force tokens, so that's pretty much a guaranteed hit.
Yep.
Especially all high initiative, all great at boosting and barrel rolling.
So you got to think, is having that 1 extra dice better? Although I suppose you're also getting 2 extra shield.
Yes, 2 extra shield
to lose a green.
Plus, this uses up the modification. Yeah. So, I mean, Afterburners isn't really all that useful on Jedi Starfighters, but it's a consideration, especially now it's come down in points. And any other modification that comes out in the future, this does get rid of that. But this is no joke. Calibrated laser targeting, it's almost like the TIE Advanced, how it has 2 red dice, but it basically has 3 red dice because of its ability. This kind of feels like that. Even though it's bullseye firing arc, it doesn't matter. These are pilots, and this ship and these pilots can take care of this. This is not going to be an issue. So that's really cool. Now, what we did get in this article is the pilots. At least the ones that come in the squad pack. We do have the rest that come in the separate expansion. We didn't have Anakin Skywalker revealed in this article. We did get a full high-res image of the Jedi Knight, the Initiative 3, with 1 Force token. Looks awesome. Let's move on to the rest of these guys.
Seesaw.
That name. Initiative 4, 2 recursive force charges after a friendly ship at range 0 to 2, which includes this ship. Reveals its dial. You may spend 1 force token. If you do, set its dial to another maneuver of the same speed and difficulty. Now, this is a very interesting ability.
Yeah.
Initiative 4 is annoying on this.
Yeah.
We have 3 Initiative 5 pilots on this, which are all very, very interesting to us. However, this does work with the Initiative 5 pilots. You can't ignore that.
Yeah.
And it can work twice a turn. So there's a huge ceiling on this. You can do all kinds of really annoying arc dodges. if you take this alongside an Initiative 5 and the Initiative 6 Anakin Skywalker, so the ceiling on this is really, really high.
Yeah.
If you use it just on your better Jedi, you can do the most insane, dumb arc dodging possible.
I suppose.
It has to line up. It has to be the right difficulty maneuvers. It's not a guaranteed thing.
Yeah.
So I'm interested, but I'm definitely not as interested as the other Jedi.
Yeah. I think most interesting about this one, the colour.
Yeah, nice green scheme. That's pretty cool.
What I'd like to actually see is all the different paint mods people do with all the different Jedi later on. I think they're going to look great.
They're going to be sick. It's one of these very customizable things. Let's talk about the pilots we are extremely hype about. Mace Windu, Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Plo Koon.
Master and Mace.
That's it, because they're all Initiative 5. They all have very interesting abilities. Let's talk about Plo Koon first, because he only has 2 Force tokens. The other guys have 3. At the start of the engagement phase, you may spend 1 Force and choose another friendly ship at range 0 to 2. If you do, you may transfer 1 green token to it, or transfer 1 orange token from it to yourself.
This is very intriguing.
It's very interesting.
It asks a couple of questions.
It does. First of all, I was thinking about this before, and if any of you know how this interaction is going to work, please let us know. If you transfer a tractor token to it, which you could have gotten from a quad jumper, because you can get track tokens during the engagement phase, who tractors Plo Koon? Does your opponent do it, or do you do it? Because you transferred it, but it's your opponent's token.
I think it's going to be the opponent, personally.
I don't know, is the answer. I think there's a good case for either. In the comment section, if you know the answer to that, I'm very curious about that. But just in general, I mean, let's talk about the realistic thing that's going to happen with this. We're going to transfer off focus and evade tokens.
Yeah.
There's no way to get both, which is a little bit annoying. But having another Initiative 5 Jedi with a really powerful support ability alongside like Obi-Wan and Anakin, if the points work out on those, is very, very interesting to me.
Yeah.
That's very cool. That's very cool indeed.
Yeah, I think 3 Jedi Starfighters is going to be pretty good.
Pretty good. Actually, just generally talking about that, the points cost. This doesn't have a lot of health.
No.
And it only has 2 red dice. I mean, it practically has 3 if you include the configurations. But in terms of what the points are going to be, I think this is going to sit a little bit below the TIE Advanced. I don't think we're talking that kind of points range. And yeah. I'm curious to see how far FFG push these Jedi. So yeah, Plo Koon. Very, very interesting. Very, very interesting indeed. Moving over to Obi-Wan and Mace. But let's have a look at Mace Windu first. And before we say anything else, this art is gorgeous.
This is what I want to see.
Absolutely. More of this FFG.
Someone paint that.
Absolutely.
And
also, FFG, credit your artist on the card, please. A lot of trading card games do that, like Magic and Pokemon and all that kind of stuff, put the artist on the card. I think when you're putting out art this good...
Yeah, someone deserves to be credited for that.
That is gorgeous. Initiative 5, 3 recursive Force tokens. After you fully execute a red maneuver, recover 1 Force. That's fine. That's good.
Yeah, I think it's going to be very interesting. Like, you use your Force charges last turn to modify something.
Yep, do your S loop.
Do an S loop or a K turn, and you've got an extra Force. You're up to 2 Force now.
That's right. And in Initiative 5, I mean, it's not great stressing because you want to be able to boost and barrel roll, but at the same time, having the option of doing the S loop in a situation where it's probably going to be the best thing to do is fantastic. And you can just burn through Force tokens and get them back.
Yeah.
That seems really aggressive and really fun.
I like it.
Indeed. Also, Obi-Wan. Now, this is the one I'm really looking at going, oh, yes. And it should be. It's Obi-Wan. He's one of the most iconic characters in Star Wars. Again, 3 Force charges. After a friendly ship at range 0 to 2 spends a focus token, you may spend 1 Force. If you do, that ship gains 1 focus token.
Not only that, you can do it for yourself.
Yes. Again, friendly ship range 0 is yourself.
Yeah.
So if Obi-Wan takes a focus token, basically it turns all of his Force for that turn into focus tokens, in that every Force token changes every one of the results in a single roll. So if you roll, for example, on your red dice, 2 focus blank, spend a focus, spend a Force, get the focus back. So you're only going down by a force token, but you're using it for the effect of a focus token. And then you can do it again on defense. And then on another defense.
Yeah.
It supercharges all your force tokens. Also, it works on other ships.
Yeah.
So the fact that it works that well on himself, that's the flaw. It does that on other ships as well.
Yeah, this... Oh.
It's really good. It's really, really solid, especially when you have multiple Jedi Starfighters. And Plo Koon can pass off force tokens to other ships. That's really powerful. You can make sure that your green tokens are in the right spot and you supercharge those tokens. So right off the bat, those two guys together seem really, really solid. Mace Windu doesn't work with this or Plo Koon, but although Mace Windu getting force tokens when he can't take actions... Yeah, I like the way these Initiative 5s play around together. Maybe just a list with these 3 Initiative 5s. We do have to respect the fact that we also have Initiative 6 Anakin.
Yeah.
Which we haven't had revealed yet. But, yeah, guys, these Jedi Starfighters look amazing. And the fact of the matter is, yes, they have 2 red dice, but they have the different configurations to get around that. I don't think it's going to be an issue one little bit.
No.
People are down on these guys because they only have 3 hull and a shield. Like, one bad roll just nukes them. But the fact of the matter is they have so many force tokens and a purple evade.
Yeah.
If you take that evade action, you have a conversion of 1 blank and the rest of your paint. The only way you're taking hits is if you roll multiple blanks or your opponent fires too many things. And fires like 4 hits, which isn't that common in 2nd edition.
No.
I think these are going to be very hard to hit.
Yeah.
I think you've got to respect that.
Yeah. 3 green dice is nothing to sneeze at, especially with an evade.
Yeah, I really think these are solid.
Playing defenders.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And also all the arc dodging you want in the world. I'll be very curious to see how FFG costs these, but keep a serious eye on these guys. I'm very serious about these. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. We have way more spoilers to talk about. In the meantime, don't forget to like and subscribe. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Reddit. Please consider supporting the Patreon. Thank you so much to all of our existing patrons. We'll catch you in the next video.
Bye.